Okay, I'm back. It's part 3 of my personal experience with a mental illness. Okay, all right. Okay, I know I was trying to talk about what I was going to say in this video, but I know, okay, for one thing, that my concentration is not the best. It is, I can sometimes my mind do be racing a lot. It has calmed down a whole lot, but it'll race and I will get tired, mentally tired. For those that do understand what I'm talking about, you understand, okay? But and sometimes it's hard for me to kind of get my words together. And if you all have been, following me or listen to my my other videos, sometimes I know you may see me fidgeting, kind of moving. I'm sorry, but moving a lot and stuff like that. Those are some of my anxious, kind of panicky moods or something like that, And then I also, I learned that when I do kind of feel myself doing stuff like that, take me a breath, try to calm myself down, and stuff. So, but it was I want to discuss this, bring this up as well. Okay, like I said, the stigma, the ideal person that has a mental illness, that people, that our society would say is people that's unkept, or they're just like my mom. Well, I say my mom, and many people will say, crazy, they're loony, some ain't right, they ain't dealing, and all that kind of stuff. And but who would have thought that I am a person that has a mental illness? And I've heard people will say, okay, we all go through things. A lot of us, get depressed and, go through a moment of depression, and, we may have panic attacks or, anxiety and stuff like that. And then, okay, well, they'll get over. Okay. But a person with a mental illness cannot just get over it or let it go as easy as a normal person that has a healthy mind. Okay. I know I can speak for a lot of people that dealing with a mental illness, where we are misunderstood a lot of times, and we're not so some of us are not so easily to say, okay, I have a mental illness, because a lot of people have fear of of what a mental illness person is capable of. Okay, there's all different forms of mental illness. Like I said, a person that's like with me, anxiety and depression and stuff like that, it can get so bad where we couldn't go, won't go outside. And I'll say for one thing that I was doing pretty much most of my life that I didn't know at the time, that, okay, just for me to fill out an application for a job was the hardest thing I can do. Okay. Where at first, I filled out the application and stuff like that, and my head, so many thoughts going through my mind that I am just literally tired, and I'm like, okay, I'll get back to this. I'll get back to this part. It's like it's too much thinking for me, so I'll go back to this part. And sometimes I may go back to it, and then there'll be times I don't go back to it because of the thought of, okay, when I was doing it, it made me sick, some kind of, maybe felt some type of way. And then I would get depressed at, okay, I need to work, I want this job, but then just filling out the application, going through all that, and then, okay, then I have to have an interview. I had to get in front of this person. The fear, so much fear comes to play. And then I'm upset with myself because it was like, okay, how you expect for to get a job if you don't fill out the application, and this and that. And I will beat myself up so, and then I'm so upset that I want to do this, but I can't. I have so much. The fear is keeping me from filling out this application. And so I remember, the last thing I remember, okay, 5 years has passed since my last job. And I had, at the time, had been laid off from the job. And the fear of filling out another application, going through the process of doing the tax, you had to fill out for your tax papers and all that kind of stuff. All the fear of that was like, okay, I got to go through this all over again. And if I do all this, and then what if I don't get the job? I'm going to be nervous in front of this person. I can't even talk in front of them because, hey, here it is, the anxious part of me being so afraid and fidgetive. I can't perform like I want to in front of others. And all that was racing in my mind. And here it is like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go fill the application up. But I was so mentally drained and tired and disappointed in myself and depressed because I'm like, okay, I need to get up, but I didn't have that willpower. I didn't have that motivation and, to get up and do. And so when it was just a mess because, I was, afraid of, okay, if I do get this job, and I'm enjoying the job, how long I'm going to stay on the job? I'm like, I didn't want to, it was like, I never could keep a job long. My mom used to say, well, a lazy person can always find a job quick and stuff like this. They, real smart and just being stuff like that. I know she was trying to motivate me. Some things that we can say, can, we think is helpful, but it's a harmful thing to a person. And for me to have been dealing with this mental illness, like I said, I didn't know, and a lot of times, I believed. I was like, okay, maybe I am lazy, but I do want to work, and I can see stuff that I be wanting to do even when I would, be at home. I can see it, I'm like, oh God, and then just seeing the crowdiness and stuff like that, it depressed me even seeing it. But then it was like, I can't do nothing about it because, it was draining me. I mean, I know it may seem you know, off the wall to someone else, but people that deals with this and think this way know, they know. And I remember you know, just looking at different ones in my, you know, some of my support groups, and listening to some of them and listening to, you know, other people that deals with mental illness, or is that I remember this one, I'm gonna say one in particular, that said how, you know, about she tried to commit suicide. And I remember saying to myself some years ago that, you know, how could a person kill themselves? I'm like, I love myself. I don't, you know, I don't want to kill myself, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, I don't want to die and go to hell too, you know, stuff like that. But I never would have thought that one day I was sitting down and I said, I see why people want to commit suicide. Okay. I'm going to cut this video here and I'm going to start on part 4. Okay.